Look,
news about Tim this morning.
Look, the plot thickens on the AIG bailout. This horror movie script just does not end. New emails reveal that the New York Fed pushed AIG lawyers late last year to hold back information from the public. That information was on what critics say was a backdoor bailout to big American and European banks of taxpayer money through the rescue of AIG, a rescue that was, as you know, more than $180 billion now. Companies like Goldman Sachs, Francis Societe Generale, and many others. It shows these emails show a terrified and chaotic time. The SEC and the New York Fed sometimes giving conflicting advice to the lawyers over there at AIG, but bottom line, the New York Fed telling AIG not to make some of these disclosures in a regulatory filing that was going to be filed with the SEC. A Republican on the House Oversight and Reform Committee, Issa, obtained all these emails, and it has been fuming about the lack of transparency in what's been going on with the AIG bailout.
Ultimately, this was money that didn't need to be spent and didn't go towards stabilizing the market. It went towards stabilizing a financial community's key executives in and around New York that were friends of the people making a decision to pay 100 cents on the dollar.
And that decision to pay 100 cents on the dollar, you've been hearing us talking about it for months. It's something that the public is still furious about, that these investments with AIG were paid out with taxpayer money, with none of these big banks having to take what we call a haircut. Now, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York says there was no wrongdoing, that all information was in fact disclosed that was required to be disclosed by the company. There was no effort to mislead the public. And the Treasury Department says, and remember, Timothy Geithner, today's Treasury Secretary, was the president of the New York Fed back then. The Treasury Department says that once he was nominated to become the Treasury Secretary, he recused himself from individual company issues, and that his fingerprints are not on this. He was not basically doing this day-to-day stuff with these companies at the time. But it shows the New York Fed at the time, the president was Timothy Geithner. These emails show there was a lot of pressure there to keep this stuff under wraps. And we found out months later, you know, what companies these were. But it does show a very chaotic time there. A lot of different people trying to sort out this bailout.
We'll hear a lot more about it, though, because there's going to be congressional hearings. So,
oh, yes, I'm sure there will.
Christine, thanks.